Right. So actually, how long have you been since last time we talked? It's been a while.
I've been good. Yeah, I've just been playing on the same club team as last year, which has been really nice, and definitely taking more of a leadership role this year, which has been,
Nice. Okay. Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent. Are you still like of the kind of like tools and stuff that we learned together, what stuff has stuck for you?
I'd say like my uh like philosophy has been helpful. And then I do like the visualization at night a lot and like that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, cool. All right, well, let's see. Let's look at what we've got going on today. So, okay. Getting tired, not staying focused on dump in the red zone. All right, so basically you want to work on the red zone situation today?
Yeah. I just noticed at the last tournament, like I was playing like almost every online point, which was like quite exhausting. And there's just like one game in particular. Like normally I'm quite like calm and focused, but I just like the dump just like didn't seem open. And so then I like threw it away like twice, which was frustrating.
Okay, got it. All right, so what I want to do is I want to try I mean, I think we did some of this when we worked together, but I kind of feel like the process has gotten more specific. So we're going to try some precision coaching. So I'm going to ask you about the specific scenario. So can you remember, let's start with the first one and then maybe we'll use the second one as well. Do you remember it?
Yeah, so it was in like a pretty chippy game. Like I wasn't engaging in it, but the team that we were playing against, like we
Okay.
have a rivalry with them. They have like, in our opinion, like pretty bad spirit.
Uh-huh.
It was a Sunday morning. We had lost like a close game the day before on Universe, which was like it was a good game, but it was like, frustrating. And then it's like pretty sore and tired. And I think it was like we were like down a few breaks, and so there's like more pressure on like getting that point. And there was like a cutter on the field who normally plays D-line who I wasn't used to playing with. Um, and yeah, so I was like on the red, like near the end zone line, looking dump, probably like stall 7 or so, and the dump just like did not seem open. And so I like turned back upfield and like threw it away to a cutter who like wasn't really open either.
Mhm.
Um, Probably more like stall, like 9 or 10 at that point. Yeah, it was a
Gotcha.
turn.
Okay. Gotcha. Can I ask what were you doing before stall 7?
I think I was like I think I was looking at field. I probably read around like stall 5. I looked dump. Like I don't tend to
Uh-huh.
look up field for that long near the end zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So slowing this incident down, let's say like when you went to look for the reset. So one of the kind of principles is that I use is, we've done feelings as information, but I really think about this on the field as well. Like that you have the pattern recognition to know what an open receiver looks like and what one doesn't. So
Mhm.
and then that if the process is happening naturally, your body kind of knows. Some things that can happen might be like interference, like whereas like if you're feeling not confident in general, that can kind of mess up your pattern recognition process. But let's just see. So in that moment when you were looking for the reset, what you do you remember what you felt like right before or during your moment of decision? It sounds like your decision was to not throw the reset. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically you saw that and then you felt, what did you feel?
I think I felt pretty anxious. I think I could like tell that it probably like wasn't gonna go the way that I wanted it to. So I think like a little defeated too.
Okay. Okay. So anxious, defeated. Okay. Now, with your logical brain, if you can remember that scenario of what you saw, um, what did you see?
Um, I saw so when I was like looking dump, I saw a handler who wasn't really moving, who was kind of
Okay.
just like who was super close to me, like probably like a yard or two away. I saw like my defender covering the dump pretty well, like no break. They were on the break side. I was on the like pretty close to the like open sideline.
Mhm.
And uh yeah, and I saw like their defender very close to them.
Okay. So with your logical brain, would you say like that did you have an option?
Um, Not really. It didn't. I think if I had like, I think what I could have done was like look earlier and then fake off that reset. Like I don't think that I did that. And like maybe they didn't feel activated. So that's a possibility.
Okay. And did you talk to this player about that afterwards?
Um, I don't think so. I think that they,
Okay. So with your logical, so you looked at this person, basically your body was telling you this person is not open.
yeah.
No, there were some feelings associated with that, like being anxious or being um feeling defeated. Okay. And then you turned upfield.
Hmm.
Okay. And then so that was probably stall like 8 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you see when you turned back upfield?
I saw like um a cutter who like had a step or two on her defender, and like looked open for like right before I threw it, but their defender, like her defender, closed the speed really quick, and like she probably wasn't like realistically, like she wasn't that open. Like I think her defender was closer than I thought.
Okay, so now when you turned and you saw this, like before you made the decision to throw the throw, did you
Mhm.
feel like a sense of like sureness, like yeah, this is going to be a completion, or no?
No, I think I just felt like it was more of a like desperation, like last ditch attempt. Yeah.
Okay, all right, and then I mean, so that makes sense in the context of stall 8 or 9,
Yeah.
but I think just notice like that your body already knows, like your body knew this first person was not open, your body kind of knew this first person wasn't, but also that this was logically that probably was your last chance to throw
Hmm.
something.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so having gone through that analysis, how does that feel?
Not great, I guess.
Not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I still like, I guess it doesn't, I guess like I'm still feeling like I should have looked dump earlier. I should have like faked off my dump or like
Okay.
earlier, like activated them earlier. Yeah.
Okay. So let's think about that. I mean, logically, yeah, I mean that could be true. So when you were initially looking downfield before you looked reset, do you remember what you were seeing then?
Um, Not really. I think our end zone probably was pretty messy at that point.
Okay. All right. You don't totally remember, but you're guessing the end zone was messy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's. I mean, it could be that that's maybe the part of the pattern recognition that wasn't
Mm.
totally working,
Yeah.
right? Because if you saw a messy end zone and and then continued to look at the messy end zone,
Right.
perhaps that's. But it's kind of hard to say, without remembering what exactly you saw. But that could be possible. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second incident. Do you remember the second incident?
I think it was something, it was similar. It was a game later
Uh-huh.
after we just lost that game. Sunday afternoon, at this point, I had to leave. Or actually, I guess no, it wasn't. I didn't play that game. So I guess it was,
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
okay,
Stay with me.
it was in a game. And
Were
I was, it was again, I was like similarly near the end zone. It was, I was in the center of the field. It
Okay.
was a lot earlier. Like I think I immediately looked dumb.
Okay.
Um, that it was a handler that I like trust a lot. Um, Again, she like wasn't being very active. Like I think she was also pretty tired. She wasn't cutting a lot. We were down that game as well. It was like the hardest team that we played, and that weekend. And yeah, I like tried to kind of force the dump, and then it was a turn. Like it was like a miscue. Like she like was cutting one way and I threw like the other.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember when you threw the throw, did you have that feeling of certainty? Like, yeah, this is going to be completion, or no?
No, I think I felt like, oh, like she's not like super open. She doesn't look um like that ready to receive it. And I don't necessarily know like where she's going.
Hmm. Okay.
If
Do you remember what the count was when you threw that?
um I think it was a little bit lower, like maybe still 7.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So I mean, some things to notice here are like the commonality to notice here is that in all of these options, there was never the feeling of like this is a completion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like logically, with your logical brain, you can see that maybe there's like a turnover is very rarely just one person's fault, right? There's some things here like in both, but the other commonalities in both situations, the reset didn't move maybe when you expected.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that that kind of caused some doubt or confusion about what to do for you?
Yeah, I think so. Like I think I was expecting um them to like be a bit more active and like yeah, like I think like I didn't know if it was like my fault for like not looking at them earlier or like faking them off or whatever, or more their fault for just like not moving as much.
Right. Okay. So if we take the fault out of this and just look at like what happened, I mean, I think like you want more data to like see if this is, you know, we have 2 examples and the same thing happened twice where the reset wasn't moving, right? So this is just a situation that happens. Whether they should be moving or not is something else. But maybe it's just something to think about. Like, what is your mental map of what you want to do when you look at a reset and they're not active, right? What do you think your plan should be, or what do you want to do?
I think I should keep looking dump, like not look upfield. I should like fake or like step out more. Like I think that I get nervous about doing that. And like if yeah, like so like if the first person doesn't seem open, like faking them so that like the next handler can come in, because we run a host stack, so there should always be somebody who's able to like fill at that point.
Okay. So what you, with your logical brain, what you would have wanted to do is stay with the reset, not turn back upfield, like do something, make some movement of your own that possibly communicates to the current reset to get out of the way or to do something. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So okay. That sounds reasonable. So maybe like some suggestions of how to approach like changing the situation or the behavior would be like, it sounds like when you looked at the reset and they were doing something you didn't expect, basically. So they kind of deviated from your mental map of what should happen.
Yeah.
Right. So but the thing is all kinds of shit happens on the field. So like you need to
Right.
it's like if you didn't have that confusion, if you just believed I can make this work, you know, it's possible if you just believed you could make it work, it's possible you would have made different choices or more calm choices or more logical choices in that situation, maybe. So yeah, one of the things you could use is like the thought work stuff about this. Like I can make something work. I can find a reset no matter what. I can make something work if my handlers aren't moving. You know, something like that. What you would need to believe in that scenario instead of looking, someone's doing what you don't expect and then freezing.
Yeah. yeah, I think like I can find a reset no matter what, or like there's like always a good option.
Yeah, there's always a good option. Yeah, that would be helpful to believe. Yeah. And I mean, to be real, in real world, like it might not always be true, right? Like, I mean, but at least if you're believing that in the moment,
Mhm.
you're gonna make better, you're gonna
Yeah,
make better choices. And it's gonna be more likely to be true.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. So cool. Is that helpful?
yeah. Thanks for listening.
Okay, excellent. I think this might be helpful for other folks as well. So I'll stop the recording.